Let's go! We're live in 2025 and it's freezing out here in the UK. Hello everybody, what's up? Give me a holler if y'all can hear me. So there've been a couple of technical difficulties just with my OBS and a few other things like that. And I haven't got the usual control screen that I have, so I'm missing a lot of my panel. So just let me know if you guys can hear me, if you can hear the background audio and everything like that. And yeah, let me know how goes it. Hopefully I haven't crashed either. So that's something else as well that I wanted to make you guys aware of. Here in the UK right now, we are being absolutely torn to shreds by a murderous storm. I don't know where it came from. It's like the back end of a hurricane or something, but it's knocking down trees and it's flipping over cars and it's tearing roofs off houses, and it may affect my live stream. And if it does, I'm going to be really upset because this is the first time I've had a chance to go live this year. And I do apologise if it's a little bit laggy and if the bitrate is a little bit hit and miss. It's going to really suck if that's the case throughout this stream. But the weather warning is currently red, as in like danger to life, like significant threat. Like we've been warned against going outdoors, and I've been outdoors today, hence why you've got like bigger, longer and uncut Gemini with, you know, no haircut, no shave and everything like that, because I barely made it home in time before the storm hit. So I'm inside listening to it like roar out there, but I'm safe and I'm chilling. But yeah, there may be a little bit of lag. Oh no, it looks like everybody's having some lag as well. Ah, that really sucks because I'm not really sure if it's gonna let me. I'll try and mess with the settings, guys. I am safe, Bookworm. I appreciate that. Let me just let me just say hello to a couple of people who are in, because you guys have taken the time to come out and see me, and there's so many of you here, and you'll be getting a really negative experience if this stream can't really keep up. So, Low and Alone, hello there. Six, Idiotic Bookworm, of course. Cat Gamer. Six, hello. What's up, Artbox? The Nops, I don't recognise your name. Hello. The mere force of these theories. I certainly hope so, Nops. I certainly hope so. Mr. Concept, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hello, Hazza. Hey, good to see you. Just GKS, Spiral. We got big names in here. Fipsy B too. We got legendary YouTubers in the chat. Members as well. What's up, Mal? How's it going? The evil May, Mr. Tibbs, brother Tibbs, you made it. Great to see you. Yeah, I'm really sorry about the lag. Hey, what's up, Rexo and Co? Hello there. Yes, Stromulus, end us, please end us, because it's really irritating me that the fact that like you guys are like on my screen I'm not lagging, but I wouldn't be, right? Yeah, so ugh. Oh, Taco, yeah, that house near me lost its part of its roof. Oh, damn. Lost Chi, hello there. Yeah, Taco, I hope you're safe, because I'm safe now, like here, but it's not safe outdoors. Like, it's dangerous weather. Like, there's tiles falling off rooftops. The house down the street, my poor neighbour, they've had their car crushed because the wind yesterday toppled a tree overnight that crushed their car. Thankfully, there was no one in it, but it's a severe hindrance, isn't it, right? And yeah, I'm really sorry to everybody that's struggling with this lag. I am going to try and manipulate this stream a little bit and see if there's any way I can fix it. I do not think it'll let me. Yeah, it just as dropped frames, right? But it doesn't tell me why. Why is my dropped frames? Oh, this is killing me. Why dropped frames? Oh, how peculiar. It won't help if I close that off. Let me just see if I can go into my studio. Will that help? Is that gonna help at all? I don't think it will. But I'm gonna try for you guys, because this is really irritating. Oh, customization. I don't need to customize my stream. I need it to rectify itself. I need it to right itself instead of being all higgledy-piggledy. You're not upsetting my audience. So yeah, major suckage at the moment on the stream front, because these kilobytes per second are far too low. Like, I'm getting 166. My goodness me. Yeah, sorry guys, I have no idea what's happening, but I can still talk to some of you guys. So if you want to talk to me, then by all means do. Meanwhile, it will literally just be my face anyway, so you're not really missing anything. I wasn't really intended to show anything on the stream today, or like watch any videos, play any games or anything. I just wanted to talk to you guys and find out how your 2025 is going, how it started so far, and how things are looking for all of you. I do believe that this is something to do with the storm and not my software, because as far as I'm aware, everything is as it should be, apart from I upgraded my my OBS yesterday. Just, you know, so that I was, because technical difficulties and all the rest of it. But I have absolutely no idea why it's killing us like this, so I do apologize, guys. Yeah, it's freezing just like the school chef in Little Nightmares. School freezer, yeah. Oh, Cat Gamer is right. The lunch lady got frozen. Taco in your basement. Oh, yeah, you do right as well. Underground is probably the safest place to be, because the wind is absolutely catastrophic at the moment. Mr. Concept, I'm thankfully not in the area of the storm, but it's still very windy. Yeah, like even the areas where it's not particularly bad, it's still really windy. Gem, I got a girlfriend. Well, good on you, JK Mal. Good job. Hope you're happy. Take care of her, and hope she takes care of you. No, bro, she's hanging out. Hey guys, did you have to go a story? I did not see your story. The nuts. Oh yeah, random tree says farewell and flies to heaven in the storm. Is that your story? Neighbour's car flies past screen. Honestly, if you guys see some things, the weird thing is, it doesn't sound too bad at the moment, but then when I shut up for a second and listen, it's like roaring outside. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but it is like roaring out there. Oh no, the north wind. Nintendo Gamer Kid is right. What if it's the north wind? Where's my amulet? Where's my amulet, damn it? No, I've misplaced it. I misplaced a lot of things, actually, because I wasn't sure if I was going to go live today, but I found that weekends are the best time for me to be live, and it's really not helpful that this particular day falls on a day, like, I don't even have my customary beverage. I have a protein shake, because like I said, today you guys get bigger, longer and uncut Gemini, and I don't have my traditional cola with ice. Today I have a protein shake because it's not cheat day, and I normally like streaming on a cheat day so that I can have a nice easy stream where I feel all like calm and collected and can communicate with you guys effectively. But right now, you probably just get me doing stupid faces. Should we see if I can, should we see if we can get it to lag with me with a ridiculous face? Is it working? Biker gibberish and bike flex. Okay. Wind goes brr. Wind does that. Trying to do my science homework. Oh, I'm sorry, Hans. I'm not going to be helpful with your science homework. I'm just going to distract you. What area of science are you doing though? Is it biology, chemistry, physics? Let me know. I'm not particularly good at science, but I'm fairly well read. Northwind does show up, but not a Little Nightmares 3 in the UK. Yeah, watch. We get the Northwind, but it doesn't make an appearance. By the way, I won my first tournament and yes! Yes! I was so happy. I was going to ask you about that actually, Bookworm. I'm really happy that you won. Excellent job. I'm really proud of you. Second place yesterday as well. So you're already competition standard then. You are moving up the ranks quickly. Oh, good on you, idiotic Bookworm. Seriously, congratulations. Like that's something to be really proud of. Like martial arts and combat sports is something where it's like it is notoriously frightening to get into competition level with any kind of combat sports. So a huge well done to you. That's a massive vote of confidence on your part there. And the fact that you're winning, like, it speaks to your character and your skill. Well done. Wow. Also, the only unknown connection is the hair colour. We don't know if Alone even knows what else it is. I don't know. I've missed some here. Oh, Gem, I'm making this YouTube account, Mr. Concept, a Little Nightmares and indie horror account. I don't want to show my face, but do you have any tips for video formats? Yeah, absolutely. So showing your face isn't always necessary. I chose to show my face mostly because I tend to emulate the YouTubers that I most look up to, and those people like Just Jord, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, a lot of people that use Facecam, and I always thought that Facecam brought some value. Not that it is today, considering how bad this lag is. But yeah, and as far as formats go, I would say there isn't necessarily a format per se. You know, like if you've already got your genre, you know, your preferences with indie horrors and wait, sorry, let me just reread. So you're doing indie horror. Are you thinking indie horror games though? Sorry, that's where I got confused. I'm thinking, is it indie horror games, or will you be like reviewing indie horror videos like the Backrooms and concepts like that? Because it could be worth doing deep dives and explorations, or like 10 facts you didn't know about particular areas of indie horror. But yeah, as far as video formats go, I'd just say explore. Do whatever, do everything. Like me this year, I'm doing everything. I'm doing theory videos, I'm doing let's plays, I'm doing creepypasta readings, I'm doing live streams, kinda. Even though YouTube is not cooperating with me while I do it, but I'm trying, guys. I am sorry. I have no idea why though. It's literally just got there is no settings that have changed. Everything is exactly the same. It's literally just the weather beating the crap out of my connection. I think it's because it's like when I say the weather is severe, it is like seriously, genuinely, life-threateningly severe, and I'm safe, and the people that I care about in my community are safe. You guys are safe, hopefully, because you're here listening to me gasbag about it, so hopefully you're feeling okay. But yeah, it's beating the crap out of our infrastructure. It's knocking down power lines and trees and everything like that. So you can imagine the struggle I'm going to have. And I did not foresee this, because this storm was supposed to end at 9 PM yesterday, which is why I didn't stream yesterday. We're getting the authentic glitchy Gemini. yeah, you're actually getting glitched Gemini. Love and Alone. Gemini finally made how to make a loan video. I'll have to check that out, Love and Alone. I do it on stream, but you guys won't be able to enjoy it. If you guys want to see that, pop over to Love and Alone's channel and watch it. You'll get a much better connection, because my bitrate is currently at like 3,000 kilobytes per second. It's shockingly bad. It's really strange though, isn't it, that the bitrate's dropping like that. Let me just turn off the camera. I doubt that's going to make a difference, because I can even see, because the background video and my camera video are two separate feeds, so I have no idea what's going on. Chat, hear me out. David Blunt. Just GKS, another thing that I can appreciate about SMG so far is they're using every tool at their disposal, like making some one-off concept art into a great resident. Yeah, see, I absolutely love the concept art for this. Yeah, it turns out camera isn't actually the problem, so I'll turn that back on. Yeah, I absolutely love concept art for video games, particularly Little Nightmares, because there's so much to explore and it leaves so much open to interpretation, and I like inventing stuff like that as well. Like, if you guys have seen my speculative DLC series, obviously a shameless self-plug right there, but you guys inspired a lot of those, and so did Just Jord, and so did the Sounds of Nightmares, because having the Sounds of Nightmares series and seeing like your guys, you know, thoughts, theories and artworks and stuff like that, it really brings to life how open the nowhere is to interpretation and what you can do with it. You know, the things that you can create just off the top of your head, if you think deeply enough, like if you dive deep enough into the deepest recesses of your mind, you can pull out all kinds of monstrosities. I really wish I knew what was going on with the stream, guys. I am sorry about that. I keep checking over to my other screen to see if it's still lagging, and all it says is dropped frames, and that's it. It doesn't tell me how to fix it. It's literally, I've got everything closed. There is no way I can make this faster. Does anyone know Little Bartmares? It's like The Simpsons, but Little Nightmares. Sorry if this is too random. Cat Gamer, no, it's absolutely not too random. I have heard of it, and I watched a YouTuber who, if any of you guys haven't heard of, you should check out. His name is It's Just Jord, and he's a legend in the Little Nightmares community. He inspired me to start making Little Nightmares theory videos and exploring concepts like this. And I watched him play Little Bartmares, and it was absolutely hilarious. It's really funny. Daniel Nikolai Plugaru, I am sorry if I mispronounced your name, but hello there. Hello, Gemini. I have an idea that in Little Nightmares 3, you'll be able to choose to spare or kill the bosses. For example, you could use a fallen mirror to turn Monster Baby to stone or hide, etc. That would be really cool. Similar to how it gave us a choice with the Doctor, right? Where it's like, you can leave him in the oven or you can burn him. And it's like, they're both like equally as bad, I guess. But yeah, I would love that if it gave you the option to sort of have like a pacifist run on Little Nightmares 3. I think that would be really cool. It gives you the option to run or kill. Kind of wish they did that with Roger. You know, give you a chance to either escape or fight him. It's like, so you guys will probably have heard of a game called Resident Evil. And in Resident Evil 3... there is a pursuit monster. There's just this enormous creature that, like, its entire job throughout the whole game is to follow you around. And it's like a constant presence. It's always there. It can jump out at any point. But when it does, you have the option to either fight it or run from it. You know, hide and try and navigate the environments and make your way away from it. And yeah, it's really cool, and that kind of concept would be awesome in Little Nightmares if you got an opportunity to either dispose of your enemy or just get away from them. I'm a huge history fan, which I actually got into because of Little Nightmares, since it seems to be historically based a lot. Yeah, exactly. Funnily enough, when I was in school, I didn't do particularly well in history. I was not a good student, nor did I have a lot of interest in history, because when I took history because they said that you'd be learning about the wars. And I wanted to learn about, you know, soldiers and guns and tanks and cool stuff. And when it actually came to doing history, it was all about, you know, politics and geopolitical complexities and economies and things like that. And I'm just like, I have no interest in this. I want to do tanks. You know, so I couldn't really follow it when I was in school, and I didn't develop an actual interest in, you know, the political side of history and the things that are relevant to my interests regarding history until years and years and years later. Now, one of my favourite things to do is visit museums and like brush up on my history, particularly local history, because it's interesting how much of Little Nightmares is linked to where I live. Not necessarily the town exactly, but but you know, generally, like broadly speaking, a lot of concepts in the Little Nightmares universe in the nowhere can be found in the UK. For example, like old oil radiators, or the style of the televisions. Even the aesthetic of the school is based on the old, like traditional UK schools, where the teachers used to like walk around. You'd be like at separated tiny wooden desks, and the teacher would just walk around with a big stick and beat you if you like misspelled a word or something. Drop frames, better pick them up. Like, yeah, seriously, you guys, this is your fault. You guys, what are you doing? Pick up my frames, damn it. If every single one of you picked up a frame, we might actually be able to stop lagging. Only jokes. Only jokes. Nobody has to pick up a frame. No legwork necessary. Oh god, yeah. Speaking of, it was leg day at the gym today, so I'm a little bit crippled. It's probably good that you're not getting the full, like, you know, the fully uncut version of my face, because I keep grimacing because every time I move my leg, it just aches really awkwardly up my thigh. Small theory idea. All right, Bookworm, what you got? What if Mono can time loop because his nightmares are just repeating? That or respawn mechanic is a real thing in the universe. Yes! Now, Idiotic Bookworm, I really like that because recurring nightmares are a real thing. I suffer from them. I actually have recurring nightmares. I've the same, like, it's not necessarily the same nightmare, but it's always about the same thing. Like, my nightmares always seem to end the same way. And Mono could be a prime example of that. The loop could actually be... That is a fantastic observation. It's really good. It's something that I sort of like skimmed over a while ago, like probably at the beginning of when I started to do Little Nightmares theories. I started to consider, you know, what themes transition over, because the original concept for Little Nightmares wasn't for it to be a dream world or to have any association with nightmares whatsoever. The original game was all based around like hunger, and like humanity's shortcomings, as far as I'm aware. At least the first game was. And when it developed into Little Nightmares, it sort of broadened the lore of the universe and then developed the Nowhere as like an extension. It's like the story was being written as it goes, and that's always the case. Like I don't think Little Nightmares 3, the characters we've got low and alone, the monster baby, the spiral, the candy factory, I don't think any of that was like in the heads of the developers, at least not fully flushed out and fully realized, sorry, until way later on. They might have, you know, toyed around with some of these ideas, like the monster baby was in the art book for Little Nightmares 2 and things like that, but it wasn't a fully realized concept just yet. So I think a lot of the story is being written as it goes, and that's true for pretty much any franchise. That tends to be how it works. But the fact that you've been able to recognize that now Little Nightmares is in its canon intrinsically linked with nightmares and dreams, and then associated Mono's time loop predicament with recurring nightmares is actually a really astute observation. Really well done. Soft Static, wait. Hello, Soft Static. Welcome to the stream. I have not seen you before, I don't believe, but I'm trying to keep up with my chat. Forgive me if I'm a little bit behind on this. Let me see. Jen, did you see my ideas for a Little Nightmares prison game? No, I didn't, but that sounds awesome. I think you might actually like a concept that I thought about before, and I've been I brushed over really briefly with the Overman. If you guys know the Overman, again, another fantastic Little Nightmares content creator and a brilliant artist as well. Creates some really good stuff. You should be checking that out. But I created a character called I didn't necessarily create. It was sort of like I came up with the idea, and the Overman drew it for me. And I'm thinking about expanding it into a particular area, and he probably fit in around the prison, but he was called the Detective. And he just looked like the Overman, to be fair, which is why I ended up talking to him about it. But no, Mr. Concept, I did not see your ideas for a Little Nightmares prison game, but I would like to. I wonder how a boss fight against the North Wind would work. Probably inconsistently. It's because it's strange, isn't it? In the comic series that I've got back there implies that the North Wind isn't able to go inside buildings. So, like, you know, that wooden structure that they went into, they were absolutely not safe there, like, from the North Wind and something with so much, like, recognizable power. But there seems to be, like, rules and regulations that the North Wind has to adhere to, and I think if we were to meet the North Wind in-game and be expected to combat him effectively, I think that it would have to be, like, you'd have to learn his mechanics and how he works, like, where is he allowed to go, where can he get you, where can't he, where are you safe and where are you not, you know, and how best to navigate your environment to protect you from him and his particular set of skills. Be interesting to think about though, Rexo, right? How do you think it would work? 6. I have a theory that the Pretender is inspired off of the Stuart family, as Charles Edward Stuart was known as the New Pretender since he was trying to reclaim the throne. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's really cool, 6, because I did actually wonder if the Pretender was the, you know, the original, if she was like the original, like, queen of the nest, like if she was the original big boss in the nest, or if she's simply pretending to be. Now, the Pretender can be taken in a number of different ways, and it's and again, it's all up to interpretation. I used to think that the Pretender was pretending to be a child, but then I was like, well, yeah, it could be. But also she could be, you find her like playing with dolls an awful lot, you know, having tea parties with imaginary friends, playing pretend. So I'm like, oh, well, yeah, she's pretending. So maybe she's not pretending to be a child, maybe she's just pretending everything. Maybe everything her entire existence is based around playing pretend. Or perhaps, like 6 just said, she's pretending to be the heir to the throne. Like pretending to be the one who's really running the show, when in fact it could have been, I don't know, it could have been the butler, because the butler is wicked powerful, and if it wasn't for his shackles, I'm pretty sure he'd be running the show. Oh, this protein shake is delicious. I got a vanilla ice cream flavoured one today. Excellent. I bet a huge amount of discretion went into the dev process at Just GKS. Yes! GKS and Artbox, I absolutely agree. There will be a massive amount of discretion. That's why they have so many NDAs. Nice. Sorry, just reading a few of these comments, making sure there's no direct comments aimed towards me that I need to read specifically. Because you guys will wonder why I'm so far behind on chat, and it's because I like to give you guys the time to, like, so that I can read your comments and, you know, have enough respect for you to answer them thoughtfully rather than just kind of skimming over, or at least do that while I have the capacity to keep up. 6, you're going to make me learn the whole English history now. You should, Bookworm, you should. It's fascinating. It's horrible, but it's fascinating. Just GKS. Artbox is probably true. Seen the amount of contests being brought to the table. Yeah, yes. Sorry, what did Soft Static say? I think Little Nightmares 3 will end with Law becoming the Mirror Man from the comics. It would make sense since he can travel through mirrors, and we've seen similar case before with Mono becoming a Thin Man. Yeah, exactly. Soft Static. I do think that is a potential possibility, but to the end of your comment there, you've clarified the reason why I don't think it'll be the case. Now, it could be, we don't know, and there is room for speculation, but do you think they would do it again? Because Little Nightmares tends to be rather unpredictable, and I think if enough of us go in expecting Law to be the Mirror Man, they might have thrown us a red herring by giving Law the ability to travel through the mirrors, and then having the big boss with the same kind of ability, and then he becomes the big boss in the end, and it becomes like a time loop. They've already done that. You know, that concept has been and gone. And while it wouldn't be lost on me, I'd have to say I'd be a little bit disappointed if I found out he was. because then it's essentially like recycling the same concept and it's predictable, which isn't what Little Nightmares is known for. Little Nightmares is known for breaking our hearts in the most unapologetic ways. And it seems like nothing's off the table when it comes to them. Like, they throw us a curveball with every single game, and I'm hoping that it's different. Not that your theory doesn't have merit, it absolutely does, because it's based on fact and canon, so you can't dispute that. But if that was the case, Soft Static, and it did end with Law being the Mirror Man, would you be satisfied with that, or would you be disappointed? History is propaganda anyway. Yes, you're not wrong. This person with the Russian name, I'm really sorry, I don't speak any Russian, and I literally cannot read cannot read your name. So my apologies for that. I hope you don't find that disrespectful, but I have zero Russian. But you are right, I completely agree with your statement. History is propaganda anyway. There is a famous quote that says, history is written by the winners, or history is written by the victors, which means if, like, say two countries go to war, and they battle each other for a decade, and then you learn about that war that went on for a decade, but you learn about it 50 years after the fact, then you're going to learn about what happened in that war from the people who won that war. And whoever won that war is going to think that they were on the right side of history. They're going to think that they were the heroes, even if they weren't. For instance, if the Nazis won in World War II, and we were all living under like a Nazi regime right now, we would all probably, the majority of us at least, would see Adolf Hitler as a hero, because that's how he would have been painted by society over the last like 100 years or so, you know, like over the last, well, it's probably closer to 80, but you know what I mean. Like, the history is written by the victors, and the victors will paint themselves as the good guy, and that is an example of propaganda. Because we weren't there, we don't know. You know, we don't even know if we were the good guys. We just know that the way we live now is based on, you know, events that happened back then. And since we're so comfortable the way we live now, at least the majority of us are in the West, then we're grateful for our heroes that fought and died for us. Now, whether they were actually the good guys or not, we don't know, and I don't think we ever will, but history has taught us that they were, and I'm grateful for them, because I'm sitting here, like, in the middle of a storm, you know, in the comfort of my own home, with the heating on, with a protein shake, with a wonderful community, and a platform with which to address you guys and talk about these kind of things. So, you know, it is what you make it, but you are right. Cat Gamer ate my frames. I knew it! I knew it was you! I'm not related to royalty, but my ancestors have fooled around with them. Oh, I. An accountant for Charles II. That's insane. You actually do research. I knew it. Little Nightmares is based in Gemini's bathroom. It might as well be, considering the toilet water that these frame rates are at the moment. Again, for those of you guys just joining us, there is a catastrophic storm taking place literally outside right now. It's like flipping over cars and tearing trees apart, and if you don't believe me, Google it. The UK is under like a red weather warning. Like, there is serious threat to life. I'm fine and I'm safe, at least for the moment, but it is beating the crap out of my frame rate. So I do apologise for the lowered viewing experience today. Not that you'd be getting much other than my face anyway, so you guys aren't missing too much. As long as you can hear me clearly, then it's not really the end of the world, because this could serve as like something of a podcast, as it were, because that's all it's going to be today, is just me having a conversation with you guys, addressing some of your questions, theories, speculations, observations, and so on, and, you know, just shooting the breeze. Six ate my frames. I believe that, actually, GKS. I can definitely believe that 6 ate my frame shit. Everything else. I just lost my chat. Come back, chat. Okay, where are we? Right, let me try and skim through a couple of these quickly, because I am way behind on chat, and I don't want you guys to think I'm being super ignorant, but I know I am. Daniel says, Gemini, since Little Nightmares 2's 4th year anniversary is coming up soon, do you think we'll see another Little Nightmares 3 trailer? I really hope so. I doubt it, because again, I don't think Little Nightmares are that into repeating things necessarily. I don't think the devs would do something that's that predictable, but I really, really hope so. And if we don't get a trailer, I think we might get something. In fact, it's almost certain that we'll get something, because the devs will release on Twitter, and likely Facebook and other social media platforms, they will release a acknowledgement of the fact that it is the anniversary of Little Nightmares 2. And with that might come some special revelations. I don't think it'll be something as vast as a trailer, or something that carries that kind of weight. But I do think that we might get something. Frames have now been hidden in different places in the Hunter's Forest. Well, go find them, Nops. Find them for me and return them to me. I need frames, damn it. Oh, Mr. Concept, thank you so much. Oh, bro, look at that. I didn't even notice a donation in there. That's how far behind I am. You must have done that about 10 minutes ago. But thank you so much. That's so kind of you, dropping me a nice little donation in there. I really, really appreciate that. Just so that you guys know as well, I am working on a number of different projects at the moment. Now, normally, so that little target up the top there is not really because I have anything to offer you guys, so don't worry, it's not like we have to hit that target today. That's why I haven't promoted it. There's no need to, because usually I'll give like I'll do something at the end of it, like I'll have like a special reveal, or I'll show you guys a concept that I'm working on, or I'll have some fun, I'll do a challenge or something like that, if we hit the goal target. And I don't have one today, so if we manage to hit that today, there's a good chance all I'll do is be really grateful and potentially cry on the internet. But all of the money that you guys donate actually goes towards creating new content. And if you guys have seen my most recent video, there is a lot of new content to look forward to this year. Content that's going to take a significant amount of funding, because for those of you that don't know, I am writing a Little Nightmares, an original Little Nightmares fan fiction, which I am going to read and annotate and publish online. I'm making a Little Nightmares comic that you guys will be able to like a physical comic. Now I'm not sure on the logistics of it, like if it'll be for sale or if it'll be completely electronic or anything. I am going to make at least one solid comic for you guys to see. And show you and everything, and you will be able to read it and everything. It's gonna explore areas of the Nowhere that we haven't quite seen before. Some familiar characters, some new characters, some of my own original concepts and things like that. And so, like, your donations will go towards that. And I am also working in close conjunction with the Oldest Nightmare on making a Little Nightmares fan game. And that fan game is going to be a playable version of my speculative Little Nightmares 2 DLC that if you guys haven't seen, you should check out, because I worked really hard on it. We're up to chapter 4 at the moment, and I am currently working on chapter 5, and I'm really excited to share some of that with you. But I will leave that for February's live stream to reveal some of the concepts that I've got going on for that I really think you'll enjoy. I don't really have anything tangible to share with you guys at the moment, other than that it is being worked on. But I think you guys are going to be really excited to see what I've got coming up. And that would explain how he's only stuck in a loop. Good theory. Yeah, right? Absolutely. The guests are helping out. Yeah, honestly, I figured it out, guys. Right? Theory confirmed. Early in the Little Nightmares universe, they were like, are the guests eating the children? Are they eating each other? What are they eating? They're eating my goddamn frame rate. That's what's happening. Confirmed. I'm so angry. I keep looking across at the screen and it hasn't stopped lagging yet. I've been live for like 45 minutes and it's just been awful. I feel really sorry for the people that are watching this back. Because they're getting literally nothing out of this. I'm so sorry to my audience right now. Matt, is there a confirmed release date for Little Nightmares yet? No, it's still just 2025, just the arbitrary release date of 2025. But, you know, we can speculate that it might be early, considering that they've had, like, an extended period of time to work on it now, since they were intended to release the game in 2024. So I can't imagine it'd be late in 2025, but I also understand that with the delay, the developers are probably going to recognize that, oh, well, since there's a delay, then we really want to utilize this time to really polish the product and make sure that the ending, like the end product, the final product that we get, the final game, when it's fully recognized and done and available for purchase, is actually worth the wait. And I've no doubt it will be. Like, to me and to all of you guys, of course, like us veteran fans of the Little Nightmares franchise, I dare say that if we got, like, you know, the pre-alpha, we'd be more than happy with it, because I think that Bandai Namco and Supermassive are doing an incredible job of what they've done, and we just love Little Nightmares so much, and we're so starved for it that I think we'd be happy with anything. But I also believe that if I was in the developer's shoes and I said it's coming out in 2025, I'd be very acutely aware of the fact that that's given me the entirety of 2025, because if 2025 was like my goal, that means that I've got until the 31st of December 2025, and if my game is ready for release in like June, I could do that, but I would definitely be like refining some of the mechanics, doing some extra bug testing, and just really like polishing the finished product to make sure that the consumers of my product were getting the absolute best of what I could do. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's what they're doing, because that's what I would do, and I wouldn't be upset. But I really want it to come out soon. And I'm sure all of you guys do too. Yes, big W for Mr. Concept. And yeah, really, thank you so much for any of you guys that donate. It really does mean the world to me. The size of the donation honestly doesn't matter. It all goes to the same cause, which at the moment is, well, two different things. It's and I won't get too much into it because I don't want you guys to feel like obliged, like emotionally or anything like that. But all of the money that I make from YouTube is either going back into YouTube to produce this content that I'm working on at the moment, like the comic, the stories, and the video game. That I'm working on producing for you guys. It's Little Nightmares related, obviously. And it's also going towards taking care of my mum, who is very poorly at the moment. She's not very well. And my mum, unfortunately, has to receive treatment in a hospital or several hospitals out of town, which requires travel. In my country, it doesn't, like, they don't pay for that. It's not like they can ferry my mother to and from the hospital every single time she needs to go, and she needs to go all the time, like pretty much daily. She has to go for these treatments and things like that. So unless she can actually stay in the hospital, she has to pay to get there, get back, or stay in another city overnight. And my mother, being as sick as she is physically unable to work. So any money that I can get, that extra, that goes towards her. So a lot of love for Mama Gemini, who isn't very well at the moment, and just know that your donations, they help towards that. Which is why I'm like, moved to tears when people make donations like that. Again, there is no pressure to make any kind of donations because I can't promise that's where it'll go. It might go on that, it most likely will, but it could also go into paying the artists who are going to work on my comic book for me. It could help to pay developers for the video game. It could just buy me a new microphone so that I can have a better delivery when it comes to reading the creepypasta. I don't know where it's going to go, but it is like every single one of them is hugely appreciated. Doesn't eat frames? 10-year-old Geminem. 10-year-old Geminem doesn't eat frames. Nah, man. Nah, I'm not about eating frames. Right now, I'm not eating anything. Currently, I'm on a diet. I'm in like a hyper aggressive calorie deficit because part of my New Year's resolution was to get myself into like the best shape of my life. So hopefully by like summer this year, I'll be at peak physical performance and I'll be absolutely jacked. Really good. So hence why today I've got my protein shake and not the customary beverage I normally do, which is like a 2-liter iced up cherry cola. I remember seeing a lot of Hunter fan art and some very explicit wording. Oh no, that's absolutely not what we need to see. Rule 34 up in here. Brotherton Films, hello there, what's up? It's great to see you in the chat. I'm glad I was able to, I'm glad you were able to catch me live. I do apologise for the dramatically poor frame rate. It is absolutely pitiful at the moment, guys, and I am sorry about that. There is literally nothing I can do to fix it because it's not my software. It's not my computer that's causing the problem. It is literally the weather. The UK is under a red weather warning and it is beating the crap out of our infrastructure, and I am honestly surprised I was able to get online, let alone go live. So I am really grateful for those of you guys sticking with me throughout this travesty that is a live stream. But yeah, seriously, the weather is wildly dangerous at the moment here in the United Kingdom. Any of you people who are here in the UK with me as well, you'll know that I'm not joking about that. It's on the news. You can Google it, look it up. It's very, very dangerous. And I would encourage each and every one of you to stay safe and not take any unnecessary risks when it comes to travelling outside at the moment, because the wind will straight up flip your car. And if you're walking, which is arguably worse, you stand to be like blown over, blown into the street, crushed by falling trees. That's actually happened. Look it up. It's brutal. Anyways, back to Little Nightmares. Six is looking at the Hunter NS. Oh no. Love the content. Thank you, Brotherton Films. I really appreciate that. Wait, is he the one that's making the stop motion version of the Little Nightmares audiobook thingy? Yes, Mr. Concept. If you are referring to the Overman, then yes, absolutely. So we got the Overman who is doing that, and also another fantastic creator who is currently in the chat is Just GKS. Just GKS does incredible. Well, actually, they model. So they model Little Nightmares concept characters and stuff. One of my favourite ones is The Teacher. Was one of the first ones I saw that he ever did. He's in the chat at the moment. He does that also. And I do believe there is some stop motion stuff on his channel as well. Or if there isn't, it might be coming up and I might have just spoiled it. But yeah, the Overman and Just GKS both specialise in that kind of thing. Both worth checking out. Low and alone, Gemini. They said Mono and Six won't be in Little Nightmares 3, but what about Thin Man or the janitor or the chefs? I am not ruling anything out, but I will say that they have been quite clear on the emphasis that this is a new title. And that we should be looking forwards with the franchise and looking at the broader Nowhere rather than the rather than the characters that we've seen before, because obviously we've grown to love Mono and Six and the Thin Man and the Pale City and all the rest, but they are just small facets of the Nowhere as far as the broader Nowhere is concerned. So I don't expect to see Thin Man, Janitor, Chefs, or anybody like that in the new version, in Little Nightmares 3, sorry. But it would be great to see at least a cameo of some description. I think if we're going to see anybody again, it's most likely to be the lady. But I think that's only because I link the lady to, the mirrors and the black smoke and some of the like obscure aesthetics of areas in Little Nightmares 3. But again, I still think it's highly unlikely that we'll see anybody familiar, at least. I can just imagine Six playing Little Nightmares 2 and purposely dying to the Hunter a million times. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Why aren't we talking about Granny? Because the Granny is morbid. The Granny is like arguably one of the most terrifying creature concepts in the Little Nightmares universe. She's absolutely petrifying. It's that's a common concept, isn't it? That the water level is always the worst level because it's really scary. Like that stems from retro games like Sonic the Hedgehog. Do you guys remember that actually? Like the retro Sonic the Hedgehog games where you get to the water level and you get trapped under the water, and then that music would start that lets you know that you are dying rapidly and there's nothing you can do. So it makes you try and move faster, and the faster you try to go, the more danger you're in, because you like get tunnel vision and you lose control of your faculties, and it's dun 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 dun. I absolutely love it. Yeah, the granny is brilliant and an excellent play on that concept. But that's why we're not talking about the granny, because she's hideous. No, wait. What was that? Gemini. Gains. Yes, Sartbox. Hopefully gains. More gains. Big gains. Little gains. Vanilla ice cream gains. Yeah, Idiotic Bookworm. Vanilla ice cream flavour. I use Optimum Nutrition's Whey Protein Isolate. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's not chalky like you would expect. It's not bitty. There's no bits and pieces or chunks in it. It's just like a milkshake. It tastes just like vanilla ice cream, but it's full of protein. It's got 0 fat, 0 carbs, and it is doing wonders for my gains, which you guys might actually get to see in June, because I'll probably make a review video showing my gains if anyone's even remotely interested in my physique. Makes sense. I was about to ask why it was so delayed. Yeah. Oh, Nops 6 is always tweaking, don't worry. Taco, my Wi-Fi went out for a second. Oh, well, I hope you're okay. Is everything alright, Taco? I know you said the weather's pretty bad where you're at, and I know, like, if you're based at, like, even remotely close to me, then I'm a bit worried about you, but just hit me with a message and let me know you're alright. I'm surprised mine hasn't actually fallen out today. Any plans for today, Gem? No, Artbox, not today. I've done all of my plans for today. My plan is literally this and then work. I have work in a couple of hours. I'm going to be working, I'll be working here, like indoors, but I will be working shortly after the stream has concluded. But yeah, I did all of my stuff early this morning. Like, I went out and I exercised, I went to the gym, I went into town, I went to the bank, I did what I needed to do. All I need to do tonight is cook food, eat food, and then go to work. Well, thank you for asking. When do you think they'll do a release trailer? I think about a month before they actually intend to release, which I believe will be around halfway through the year, like June or July time, which I'm really hoping for because my birthday is in June. So that would be a really nice birthday present to get a release for Little Nightmares 3. I'd be super excited for that. Also, I'm going to be doing more live streams, so I'm going to be live every single month without fail, usually towards the end of the month. So like now, like, you know, 26th, probably closer to like the 28th, but I'm going to try and keep it to weekend, so a Saturday or a Sunday, whatever day works best for you guys. Does that work for everybody? Is it, you know, would you prefer it if I was live at the weekend, or do a lot of you guys have more time through the week? Because according to my YouTube analytics, most of you guys are active at the weekend, and that makes sense because, you know, you've all got school or university or work or you know, other things to do without you know, throughout the week. Whereas Saturdays and Sundays, they're usually quite free for a lot of people. So yeah, let me know. Guys, what's a North Wind? Oh, the North Wind is a Little Nightmares character concept. It's a monster that featured in the Little Nightmares comics, and only in the Little Nightmares comics. In this comic, in fact. This comic. So this comic right here, and I know that, like, this is going to suck because of the frame rate and everything, and you guys likely can't see what's going on. But, yeah. That's the North Wind. Right there. I'm just going to leave that on the screen for a second because I don't know if that's actually going to pick up, but that is the North Wind right there. There you go. Right, that's the North Wind. Okay. Cat Gamer, what if 6 would be a boss in Little Nightmares 3? Yeah, right, now that would be cool, and that was something that people speculated on quite early, is that 6 was going to be the main big bad, and that we would be revisiting them more. But I think it's because some of the early screenshots of like the outside, or well, some of the candy factory, and the like the sort of doomy, gloomy environment of the carnival kind of looked a lot like the mall. You know, it shared a lot of aesthetic similarities with it. So it could be that, you know, it still could be that we revisit the mall, but again, I doubt it. I think it'd be really awesome. Like, I played with the concept before about the mall as actually visiting it, but it's not in the ocean anymore. It's crashed. It's beached. Like, we find it on land, like on its side, tipped over, because it's like a jellyfish shape is the mall. It's kind of like rounded. Yeah. Oh. Sorry guys, my chat goes really quick as well, and on my screen if I try and scroll down like too quickly it just jumps loads at a time, so I'm really sorry if I'm missing some of these. Also, a quick message: some of you guys will be sending messages right now and wondering why I'm not reading them, and it's because I literally can't see them. Like, not all of them, but like I was reviewing an old stream yesterday just to like see if I'd talked about this particular concept before that I was hoping to bring up in this stream, but I'd already discussed it. And somebody asked me 4 times about my health. Like, they were asking me constantly, over and over and over again. I've actually tagged them in the description of this very live stream, all the way at the bottom, because I felt really bad that I never answered that person, and they were kind enough to ask me 4 times about my, like a physical health condition that was afflicting me at the time and still is. And they asked me 4 times and I didn't want to address it, and that's because when I was live it did not come up on my screen, and I didn't notice it until 4 months later when I was reviewing the stream and I could see the live chat going. And it really bothered me that that person was so kind to ask about me and my health and everything, and I didn't even so much as address them. And that makes me look like really rude and arrogant, and like I've dismissed this person's kind words, when in reality I didn't know they were being said. So again, like, don't be disheartened if I miss your messages or anything, guys, because YouTube sometimes just says no. I don't know why. I have no idea. But some of them, like some of your messages, just won't actually come through until after the stream. So if I am missing them, I am so sorry. No worries, Rexo. You take your time. Right, okay. Oh, where are we? Oh, right, I'll tell you what. Let me just scroll a little bit here. Oh. Gemini, I have a theory. What if the... Oh, sorry. No, I've gone too far. Just a second. Oh, TJ! TJ, thank you so much! Hey, leaving you some love your game sounds cool. Ah, that's brilliant. Ah, I'm going to give you a love heart. Thank you so much. Ah, that's really kind of... Thank you, TJ. See, this is what I mean. Like, donations like this, like, your game sounds cool. And the thing is, this person thinks that my game sounds cool. And their donation is going to go towards making that game a reality. So hopefully one day you will get to play my game and be like, yeah, I'd say this game is cool. And you can now know that you've had a hand in creating it. Like, the fact that it's been brought into existence is made possible by people like you. So thank you, TJ. I really hope you're still here, because I know that you probably left that donation like half an hour ago. So I am super sorry about taking so long to get to that. Oh, Alex the Frog. Hey. What's up? And Abba Caroline, but you guys, right? I am absolutely miles behind. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, usually I'm like fairly quick with this, but I'm so distracted by the fact that my frame rate is so bad, and I keep on having to check if the stream is still live, and you know that my house hasn't blown down. that it's really distracting me. So I am really sorry if I'm missing some of your guys' comments and kind words and theories and everything like that. But Kenshi dude, hello there, welcome. Welcome back, should I say? Kenshi dude has been in a recognizable name in the chat. And yes, Bookworm, fanfic that delves into the lore, because yeah, I tend to use the lore as a foundation for for whatever I write, you know. So when I make the speculative DLC concepts, or when I'm writing this fan fiction, or when I make my comic, it will all be based on the existing lore, and I'll use that as a foundation to branch off of, and then expand on the nowhere in my own way, and hopefully you guys will like it, and I'll do my best to tie it into existing lore in a way that makes sense from some angle, so that my stories have some substance. Yeah. Oh. I don't know if my stream just died because everything just went real, like everything just stopped dead for a second. It's kind of become like Corey Kenshin. Yeah, if only, but I'm but not even remotely as big. But thank you. Yeah, Alex the Frog. So in answer to your question about the art showcase video, that is coming up, and I'm actually so there have been some significant delays on that, just because I've run into some other issues and stuff, and there has been other there's been other avenues that I really wanted to cover, particularly with the amount of projects that I'm working on right now. But funnily enough, I am actually sitting down to record that video. I've even got that. I'm pointing at them and you guys can't see, but I've got the folder up on my main screen as a priority because I'm recording that video tomorrow. Now, it's being recorded tomorrow, but it might take me a week to edit and publish. So you might not see it for a week, but it is coming, I promise you. Everything will be featured, including yourself, and it is coming up. Yeah, and thank you for your patience on it as well. I understand that some of you guys have been waiting for that really patiently, and I advertised it like at the end of last year. It is coming up, but I've just fallen into a couple of slight delays. But yeah, I'm actually sitting down to record it tomorrow, and I'm really excited because I've looked through all the artwork already, so that I can decide like how, not what I'm going to feature, because I'm going to feature all of it, but in what order I'm going to feature it, because I'm going to segment it a little bit just to make the video a little bit more structured for you guys. I feel like Ruth from The Sounds of Nightmares is either Six or Raincoat Girl. I think she's Raincoat Girl. Actually, no, I think Cece is Raincoat Girl. But Ruth could be either of those because it's not confirmed. What makes you think that, Abba? Expand on your theory, because I'm really interested. I want to know why you think that might be, because if you guys want to know why I think Cece is the Raincoat Girl, then you should watch my flashlight theory video, because I expand on that quite a lot. But yeah, I'd be really interested to know. Right, sorry. Fulcrum, what's up? Little Nightmares prompted me to do some projects. Nothing public as of yet. Oh, well, Fulcrum, I am really excited to see what you've got coming up. Aw, Gunham, thank you so much. You guys are so kind to my mum. Yes, Mama Gemini. Oh, everyone, a lot of love for Mama Gemini. Sometimes Mama Gemini lurks in the chat as well, by the way, guys. So if you want to say hi, say hi. I doubt she'll be here, especially with this amount of lag. And she doesn't know what Little Nightmares is, nor does she care. but she still supports me, which is really like a wonderful thing. It speaks volumes about her character. So yeah. Oh damn, we hit tag. Oh no, I'm miles behind, right? Hey, what's up, Apple Man? Hello. Hey, just want you to know that I'm a big fan and I really enjoy your theory. Well, thank you so much. That's really kind of you to say. Oh, that's really nice of you. Jack Gemini, we have to watch out. No, you don't have to watch out, idiotic bookworm, because if I get super jacked and super lean and super powerful, then like I'll protect you guys. You guys can stand behind me when it comes to the nowhere. You guys will all be hiding from the teacher. Sorry, you'll be hiding from, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a jacked nowhere resident. I don't. There aren't any really, are there? Roger's probably the closest thing to jacked we're gonna get. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should create a gym character, as like, you know, make the gym. Imagine a Little Nightmares concept, the Nowhere's gym, and it's just got the gym bro, and it's just some big jacked sweaty guy from the gym in like a vest, you know, and a tank top and shorts. Taco, thank you so much. Oh, that's so kind of you, bro. Look at it. I'm sorry, I'm hitting. I'm trying to react to like 3 different things at once because I scrolled down, noticed that we hit target, and I'm like, how did we get there? When? And I haven't even thanked everybody individually. I'm dropping a love heart on that though. Thank you so much, Taco, for the 666. Oh dear. What, are you trying to tell us something? Is there some subliminal messaging in that? 6 was joking. Well, I will believe you. Totally relate to bad internet. In Cali, we just went through all the windows. Are you okay? Was everything all right? Clearly everything wasn't all right. It was a ridiculously stupid question to ask and highly insensitive. But I mean, are you all right? You know, are you okay? Is your family okay? Is your property okay? And like, how are things surrounding you? Because I know there are some recovery efforts happening at the moment. I wrote to Markiplier. Not that Markiplier knows who I am or cares, but I know that he lives in LA. And I was really worried about him for a while because we didn't hear anything. But then shortly after, he released a video saying, you know, I'm fine, family's fine, we're okay, don't worry about us, you know, there's a recovery effort, we're trying to help as best we can. Yeah, so I really hope that you're safe. Just let me know. I think I found out you were wearing a yellow shirt thing. No. Oh, DKK, thanks. 6 equals 1 for 6-1 frame rate 0. I could not agree more, Nops. I could not agree more. And thank you so much for your generous donation. That's really kind of you. Again, you guys don't have to feel under any obligation, but the fact that donations are coming in means that I'm going to be able to produce not only better like final products, as was discussed about the developers of Little Nightmares, but like the more money I have, the better I can make these projects and the faster the development process will be. Because obviously, if I need an artist to work on some panels for me, but I can't afford to pay them for another month, then I will not expect that artist to complete that work until I've paid them. Like, because I'll pay for their work in advance. I'm not going to expect an artist to work for me and then pay them afterwards. That's not how it works. When you commission somebody to do something, you pay them up front. That, you know, it's their skill and their time that you're paying for. So I wouldn't have anybody working for free. Now, granted, some people have, like the Oldest Nightmare has been kind enough to offer their immeasurable skills when it comes to video game development in helping me to create a Little Nightmares fan game for you guys. But they need help, because the Oldest Nightmare is just one person, and they are currently studying as well in university, which really hinders their time. And they did actually reach out on their channel for some assistance when it comes to game development, and that's something that would be nice, but also doesn't come cheap. And if it comes down to it, we may have to hire extra people, get extra people on board in order to make this project a reality over the course of this year. But I'm prepared to do that, and it's going to be made all the more easier with your help, because donations like this one, like from the Nops and from TJ and from everybody else that's donated that I haven't caught up with yet because I'm useless, but but you guys are making it happen, so thank you so much. Also, members, my channel members, I want to give a huge shout out to them, because not only do they make regular donations, but they pay to be members of the channel, and that gives you like access to like certain emojis and things like that. I can pop a couple in the chat just for fun, actually, but they will get you like special emojis like these. And I am going to be creating some more. I'm also going to be creating some new badges and some like special members only content and things like that. So there's a whole lot of stuff coming up for you to be excited about. But yeah, huge thank you to my donators right there, and a massive thank you to my members who donate every month to this channel and give me life and sustenance. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. Do you have connections with Vortex and Insane Little Nightmares 3D Artist? Rarely. Now, I've spoken to Vortex because I've used some of their 3D concepts in my Little Nightmare Speculative DLC series, and I wanted their permission to do so, so I reached out to them on Discord. I'm also subscribed to them on YouTube, and I do agree with you, they are an absolutely phenomenal content creator when it comes to Little Nightmares. I particularly like their music, and their 3D rendering is absolute chef's kiss. But I can't say I have regular contact. I have written to them and they've written to me, and we share a couple of mutual servers, but we don't have like a regular communication, sadly. But yeah, big fan of F-Vortex. Really, really, really incredible content creator. Sorry, I was thinking, I nearly said developer. I keep defaulting to the word developer. Guys, I'm making a story of a prison-based Little Nightmares game. A fan idea. Does anyone have any ideas? I'm whipping up drawings right now. Yeah, if anybody's got some ideas for Mr. Concept, please fire them away. I really like the idea of a policeman or a jailer. Or like maybe as so like I thought of an idea being the detective, and he's or the commissioner, and he would be like the big boss of the police precinct, and he would be like the main big bad. But then the rest of the area could be littered with two different types of enemies. There could be the police, which essentially all look the same. You know, they would all look like policemen, you know, with the hats pulled down over the faces. You know, and they'd probably carry a baton of some description as well, and they would parade the patrol the halls and everything. And then there would be the prisoners, and they would be in typical, you know, black and white striped clothing or like bright orange jumpsuits or something like that. And they wouldn't be particularly threatening because most of them would be behind bars, but maybe you could get like one that was a particularly brutal serial killer or something, and he manages to break out and give us a chase. But yeah. Why do the big monsters have symbols? You know, I don't know if they do specifically, Abba, but I think if they do, it's basically to represent them the same way like a royal family would have a crest. So, you know, like if you're representing a certain house, like think of it like Harry Potter, for instance, if you're familiar with Harry Potter. So there's 4 different houses. There's Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin, and they're all represented by different crests, like this one. That's the Slytherin crest, because I'm a Slytherin. But it's only actually representative of one person, Salazar Slytherin, the guy who invented it. Who invented Slytherin House, or at least, you know, was in charge of, was the first dominion of Slytherin House. So I reckon if the Nowhere is even remotely like that, the reason these guys seem to have their own particular individual eye symbol is just to represent them. It's like their crest, so their area, to let you know who's in charge, like who has dominion over that area. Of a prison guard. Yeah, prison guard would be a really good one. There was a concept as well that I thought of while I was at a museum. Funnily enough, it was a museum / prison, because it used to be a dungeon back in the day, and they converted it to a museum, but they kept the old stuff in it. So all of the stuff is still exactly the same as it was when it was a dungeon, but now it's got, like, you know, murals and things like that and memorials, because obviously, like, dungeons aren't good places, so the memories held within aren't very good, and there's a lot of, like, you know, oh, this place is haunted, and they would tell you ghost stories, and you could talk to the staff. But there was another concept that I came up with, and it was one guy, I've forgotten his name. Oh, I've forgotten it now. Oh, that's really annoying. But it was like the key man or something like that. I don't know, the Lockman? I don't remember. I'm really sorry, because I shouldn't have brought that up without actually having all the information. But yeah, it was basically the guy that decides whether or not you get to go free, or, you know, if he's going to let you off easy, or if he's going to break your legs. You know, he's like, I could have my guys come down here and break all of your fingers, or we could talk. And, you know, he was that kind of guy, and he was sort of like above the law, like he was the law sort of thing. I wish I could remember his name now. It was Key something. We haven't forgotten those videos of you working out, Gem. Keep getting. Oh yeah, so yeah, I did actually release a workout video. It was a couple of years ago now, because I used to be really out of shape. Like, I was really heavy and overweight and uncomfortable, and because I used face cam, I was on camera all the time, and I hated looking at myself because I felt uncomfortable in my own skin, and I was like, well, there's only me that could do something about it, so why don't I start taking steps to better myself? So I subjected myself to a year's worth of self-improvement, and I ended up getting into shape, you know, like getting reasonably fit, became like a semi-athlete kind of thing, you know. I don't want to blow my trumpet too much because that's not what we're here for, and even remotely what this video is about, but I'm really proud of it because I feel like I achieved something. And that video is like, you can watch my full 12-month body transformation, like my physical body transformation, on the channel. Like, it's one of the most popular videos. I think it got like 6,000 views or something, which is really cool. Kind of like that game Obusite. Yeah, exactly. Obusite was a great example, because it was like a veteran in that game. Yeah, Appleman, I remember It's Just George's Dr. No theories. I thought they were great. I always thought there was a lot of potential in Dr. No. I've come to believe that Dr. No is now simply like an Easter egg for the video game Static by Tarsier Studios. I feel like that was just put in there by the developers for people who are big fans of Tarsier and all of what they create. And I don't think he has any real like semblance, real relevance in the nowhere. But it does make me think that he could be a canon character, though. Six is the Theorist Pro. When in June? I don't know, but I hope it's the 23rd. I crashed for a moment. Oh, well, I hope you're okay, Cat Gamer. What did you crash into? FNAF Fan 87. Was that the bite of 87? Hopefully the game comes out late, early summer latest. Yeah, I hope that it's like late summer at the very latest. But I do hope it's a summer release. That would be nice. Guys, we should do a we listen and we don't. Little Nightmares edition. I plan on playing Little Nightmares with anyone when it comes out, Gem. Yes, I am. I am considering it, but I'm going to play it 2 times myself first. I'm going to play it once as alone and once as Law. And then once more if there's anything else, you know, if there's anything revealed at the end. I highly doubt it. But you know, like Five Nights at Freddy's, you play through 5 nights only to find out there's a secret 6th night and things like that. So if anything's revealed at the end of those campaigns, then I'll play that by myself as well. But yeah, eventually I will be going in and playing with other people. I don't know who just yet, because a lot of the people that I would consider playing with or would have the time to play even, a few and far between. It's really, really rare for me to collaborate with anyone either. It's very, very difficult for me to collab, but it is on the cards. It's something that will be considered, and you will most likely see this year at Box, for sure. Who really is the supervisor? An interesting question, LN3. And does anyone have any ideas? Let me just turn off this heat. Oh wow, my poor computer. Sorry, I've just realised that my heat is pointing pretty much directly at my PC and it's like burning. Maybe that's why the frame rate's dropped so low, because everything's burning in there. But yeah, does anybody have any ideas on who the supervisor might be and what her relevance in the nowhere could be? Because I absolutely love the supervisor, if that's what we're calling her, like the supervisor, the secretary. I've heard her called a couple of different things, but we're talking about the candy factory lady with all the arms. Now, I don't know who she really could be, but I think I know that she has some significance within the nowhere. Hey, Faceless Art and Skills, speaking of artists, how you doing? How are you indeed? I hope you're doing alright, Faceless. Also, Faceless, I had a look at your comic concepts earlier on and they were brilliant. I was really impressed. I think they're really cool. Glitchy Leon is definitely my favourite one of your OC characters. I have a Little Nightmares concept. The photographer. He has a camera as a mouth. He's in a museum. I like that, Abba. Abba, are you an artist by any chance? Because if you can draw that, I'd really like to see it. And like join the Little Nightmares Discord and pop it in the art channel, because I spend a lot of time in there just like glancing over people's, you know, looking over people's concept art and things like that. I think they're great. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I have fallen behind. Kaima Heineson, hello there, and thank you so much for your generous donation. Hey, I didn't even see you come in. Comes in and knows how to make an entrance, though. Thank you so much, I really appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Hey, Oldest Nightmare's here as well, so I am absolutely miles behind. We need a new goal. TJ, you're right, with another dono. Thank you so much. Should I set another goal? Okay, I tell you what, guys. Let me just. I'm just going to move forwards. Jacked Nowhere resident, the granny. Oh, Christ. Yeah, I'm just going to say hello to a couple more of you guys that are just coming in because, again, forgive my frame rate. Like, the fact that the frame rate's dropping and the weather's so dangerous outside, it has me massively distracted. So I haven't been able to keep up with chat as much as I would like to. So I'm sorry that I'm so far behind, and I'm really sorry if I'm missing a lot of your comments. I don't want to at all. It's really annoying me. The whole point of me being here is to associate with you all and get to know what you guys are up to and what you guys are most looking forward to and all the rest of it. But yeah, now we get the hat eating stream. You do not. Well, yeah, let me just say hello to some of the people that are just coming in, such as Kai Highness and obviously the legend himself. I'm really glad to see you, Kai. I figured you would be at work. You normally are. Altak, hello and welcome to the stream. Alex the Frog, I know I said hello, but I don't feel like I've talked to you enough, so hi again. Oldest Nightmare, hello there. The Oldest Nightmare is in the chat, people. Oldest Nightmare is the person I'm working with to create the Little Nightmares speculative DLC video game. It's the Lost DLC, and you guys are going to absolutely love it. I'm sure. Gemini's frame rate goes brrr. Yeah. Basement Dweller, you are absolutely right. That's exactly what my frame rate is doing. It's much slower. Hey, GRP or Pov. Or Pove. I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but I'm just going to call you JR for now because I feel like that's easier to pronounce and I don't want to get stuck on mispronunciation. But hello and welcome to your first time catching us live. I am terribly sorry that it's so pitifully slow. Unfortunately, and again, for those of you guys that are just joining us, we have a red weather warning in the United Kingdom at the moment, and there is a severe storm. I can't remember the name of it. It begins with an E, and it is beating the crap out of our economy and our infrastructure. So majority of people don't have internet here, and the ones that do, it looks like this. The reason that it's lagging and the frame rate is bad, it's not your internet, but it's also not mine. It's not my internet, it's not my software. It's literally something to do with the storm. I'm not sure what. Discord doesn't, OBS doesn't tell me, YouTube doesn't tell me. It's literally just like, yeah, this is bad. Stuff is all the way bad. So I am terribly sorry about that because I have absolutely no idea why it's so unbearably low, but it won't change either, and it hasn't changed for the last hour and a half. But yes. Hello, and thank you again, TJ. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to drop in a secondary, but you did, and that's really kind. Yeah, don't worry, Faceless. It's okay. You're welcome to repeat yourself because I do keep on missing chats, and that's totally fine. And yeah, I absolutely loved your. I probably already said. Yeah, I did already say. I absolutely loved the Playful Dreams concept and the page of your new comic. It looks phenomenal. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to see more. Again, Glitchy Leon is one of my favourites, if not my. In fact, Glitchy Leon is definitely my favourite of your OC characters. Just GKS sending love to Mama Gemini. Thank you so much, GKS. That's really kind. And I know Mama Gemini will appreciate it. Why is his frame rate not like that? Oh, yeah, just that's why. Because my country's being torn asunder by this ridiculous storm. Yeah. Prison cell level sounds cool. Yeah, it does. Welcome back, Mr. Concept. Made a prison guard and an overseer. I don't know what. The turnkey, Mr. Concept. You just reminded me of my idea for the guy. So if you remember me talking earlier about the prison guard guy, so there was a guy in the dungeons in the olden days, and his job was literally to command the tormentors and people like that. He'd walk around the dungeon with his set of keys. He had a big, huge, jangling set of keys. He was called the turnkey, and he basically decided whether or not you got to go free, you know, if you got an easy time when you were in the dungeon, if they were going to feed you, or if they were just going to come back every now and again and, like, pour vinegar in your eyeballs. Detective Fallen, internet spanking, but I did try to show looking good, loving the hoodie. Can I get a full view? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And yes, internet is absolutely spazzing out. I don't know what the deal is. And this is actually my Gemini hoodie. There you go. See? I wear these frequently. Like, I've got a couple of this same one. It's not merch. It's literally just something that I had made as almost like a work uniform for when I'm streaming. But hello, Detective Fallen, and welcome to the stream. I'm really glad you could make it in and say hello, my brother. It's great to see you. I'm terribly sorry about the frame rate. The storm is beating the crap out of the UK at the moment, and I can't make enough excuses or apologise enough. It's just fallen at a really poor time, unfortunately. Sadly, I'm only live today because I didn't go live yesterday. Because the storm was supposed to end yesterday, and it seemed to, because I went out earlier and it was fine. I went for a long walk. I walked for 5 miles. I was up out of town burning those calories, getting my protein shake in. I went to the gym and it was wonderful. And then when I left the gym a few hours later, it was just like wind and like hurricane force winds, like rattling the bridges. All the lampposts are, branches are falling out of trees and everything. It was pitiful. Osama Ahmed, hello there. Universe Studios, do you think Little Nightmares 3 having 3 characters is a good idea? Not really, but only because I think what they're trying to do with Little Nightmares 3 is emphasize the 2-player concept. So by having 3 characters, it might dilute that a little bit and make it too much more of a multiplayer thing. I think if they were going to give us 3 characters, it would have to be in the form of a DLC, eventually. Yes, I did. I watched the new Poppy Playtime trailer, Bookworm. I watched It's Just George's review of it, and it looks excellent. There are some really, really dope characters in that, and I can't believe how big Poppy Playtime has become. It looks really, really cool. Hey, Osama, don't apologise for being late. If you were in a course, you're in a course. You should always prioritise your education over YouTube, especially just sitting here watching my low frame rate, chugging on by. Which horror movie villain do you think would fit as a Little Nightmares boss? That's an excellent question. And I think, weirdly enough, if he didn't speak, Freddy Krueger would probably be a great villain, because he's already a nightmare demon. And he already sort of fits the aesthetic of the Nowhere because he's humanoid. Like Freddy Krueger, for those of you guys who for some reason don't know who Freddy Krueger is, he's a man, and he's just dressed in like raggedy, like 1980s style clothing. He's got knives for fingers. He wears like a knifed glove, like a weaponized glove. And his face is all melted because he died in a fire, but he came back as a demon, and he haunts children's dreams. Well, actually, the dreams of the... It just haunts people's dreams, but he specifically targets children. But that would be my answer. Hoodie is fire. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Octopus Roger. Hello there, Oldest Nightmare. I'm sorry it took so long. I was just talking about you. In fact, I don't know if you heard, but I was talking about the concept of, the Little Nightmares DLC video that you put out recently. Because for those of you guys that don't know, you can actually find some footage on the Oldest Nightmares channel of the game development process if you guys are interested. Let's be honest, the doctor probably gave the multiple arm lady her multiple arms. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. The doctor could have also been responsible for the hunter's taxidermy arm. Because you notice that the hunter has, like, one of his arms is hanging off, but it's mobile, and he's got stitching. The stitching's all pulled loose, and he's got, like, some fluff hanging out of it. Gemini, next stream I'm going to donate a little more money. Oh, thank you so much, Kai. Kai, that's really kind of you. And if you haven't seen my latest video, Kai, check it out, because the last video I released on the channel, the first video for 2025, actually covers all of the stuff that I'm going to be introducing this year, or trying to introduce this year. That being, like, all the different concepts I'm working on at the moment that are currently in production are covered in that video. Also, guys, I'm just going to take a quick 2-minute break.
I'm going to reset this this target thingy because I'm not really sure why it's still there, and you didn't even get to see me cry on the internet yet. But there was no like specific prize to it or anything like that today. It's literally just there for fun. But I'm really glad that you guys hopped on board and got to have some fun with that. So thank you so much. I'm just going to slip to a quick break, really quick, and then I'll come back in about 5 minutes. And yeah, just chat amongst yourselves, and if you've got any questions for me, pop them in the chat and I'll read them when I get back. I'll be back in just a moment. And again, sorry about the frame rate. Okay, there we go. We're back. Quick mic test, looking good. All right, we're decent. So I just reset that. So let me just address a couple of these. Hello there, what did I miss? Dr. Lucas, you didn't really miss much. Mostly just me complaining about the frame rate because there is currently a storm beating the crap out of my country and it's forced all of our internets to practically die. So today is a big L stream on account of that. So I do apologize. It's W for you guys because you guys have all been wonderfully supportive, despite the fact that this is like an atrocious viewpoint for you because you've just been literally presented with my face like jumping and jarring and glitching from side to side, so you're getting like, you know, the full effects of bigger, longer and uncut glitch Gemini. Yo, Gemini, what do you like about Glitchy Leon? Sorry if that's a random question. Sorry for repeating myself. Don't worry about repeating yourself. It's fine. It's better that you repeat if I don't see your question, because otherwise I just might not get back to it. I love Glitchy Leon because I really love the concept of duality when it comes to concept. So, like, you know, the whole red and blue thing, the whole good and evil. Like, for a close at home example, I like Six because Six and Dark Six. I really, really like the idea that she's got like an alter ego, like a dark side sort of thing. And with Leon and Glitchy Leon having a similar kind of aesthetic, but sort of twisted and warped and unique to your own design and character, I think that's really cool. And it speaks volumes about you as an artist as well, because the way you're able to capture that in your work, I find very impressive. That's what I like about Glitchy Leon. Take your time. Okay, I'll just go away then, shall I, Bookworm? Wait, Leon as in Resident Evil. No, as in the OC, but I do know exactly who you mean. Help me, Leon! Oh my goodness. Resident Evil 4. I actually considered playing Resident Evil 4 on the channel just for fun. Welcome to the family, son. Oh yeah, Apple Man with the quotes. Resident Evil is another absolute legendary little nightmares horror franchise. I love horror games. I absolutely love them. And Resident Evil is one of my all-time favorites, and was one of, if not my first major introduction to the horror genre, because like Resident Evil, when I was young and I played Resident Evil for the first time, it absolutely revolutionized what horror games were about. And so some of the quotes are still in it, and they always stick in my head. Like you could quote pretty much any Resident Evil game to me and I'll get it. If any of you want to play Little Nightmares 3 with somebody but have nobody to play with, hit me up. You heard him. Dr. Lucas says that's what the doctor has prescribed. Uh-oh, the doctor. By the way, Appleman, I added you in Discord. Cool. Gem. Yes. Yep, the lag's still there. Yes, it is. The lag is real with this one. The lag is strong with this one. Gemini, I have a theory. What if in the factory we see the chefs on the wall or as a worker because they had to get a new job and could only... and they could only cook, so they work in the sugar department, they boil sweet. Yeah, right, so that's an idea actually, because what would happen, you know, that like, because you're right, Love and Alone, that's actually interesting, because if you think about it, these monsters are designed for their environment, right? So you have the chefs and they're in the kitchen, permanently in the kitchen, but then you have Roger, the janitor. Now, in Roger's law, it states that Roger was not always on the moor. He came from somewhere else. He came from what's believed to be the Pale City, because there's like references to him in the Pale City. You find his mask in the doctor's skin room, for lack of a better term. I don't know what you would call that. The epidology department. I can't remember what it's called in the hospital. I have no idea. But yeah. Anyway, where was I going with that? Yes, but he's called the janitor. But why? He's the janitor on the moor. But what was he before that? What could he have done? So the chefs. It's like, yeah, the chefs are called the chefs because they are chefs and they cook on the moor. But what if they weren't? What if after the moor, you know, they got fired, or I don't know, Six takes over the moor. She might sack them both, you know, but if they managed to get off the moor before the moor, what did they do? Because we don't know if Little Nightmares 3 is a prequel yet, or a sequel. We're not sure. But yeah, it's interesting to consider, isn't it? What might they be? And some of the workers in the candy factory do represent the chefs. They look a lot like them. Like a bit more so like the chefs than the guests. I don't know if that's just because their faces seem a bit more refined, because the guests are like a lesser enemy, like a smaller enemy, than the chefs were. But I'm not sure. The second Little Nightmares 3 comes out and watching SHB play, I don't blame you. Yeah, I'll be doing the same thing. I'm going to be playing it myself, but I'm also going to be watching everyone else play. I'm going to watch Super Horror Bro Mike, of course. I'm going to watch It's Just Jord. I'm hoping like Jacksepticeye will play it because I absolutely love him. So yeah. How's everyone gonna play? Oh, I'm going solo. I'm going solo Bookworm. There we go. If they don't, we could co-op. Nice. It is the Storm's fault, Taco. It is the Storm's fault, and I really appreciate all of your support because the Storm sucks. It's like it's been really unkind to us today. It sucks that I've chosen today to stream, and I only get like one opportunity every month to stream, and it's towards the end of the month. It just happened to fall when this is. But if I left it any later, we'd run out of weekends. Like it'd be February, and at the start of the year, I said I was going to do monthly live streams, and I haven't done one this month until today. So this was literally, it was either do it today or wait for the storm to pass. And I'd have to start it in February, and it just didn't feel right. So but you guys will get. Well, you'll definitely be getting a live stream in February. You might even get more than one, considering the frame rate on this. If I can figure a way to, like, it says dropped frames. 298,000 frames have been dropped. How very frustrating for me. And for you guys more so. I gotta leave, there's an exam I have to study for. No worries, Rexor. Best of luck with your exam. I hope it goes well and you do absolutely right to study. If you guys have any other commitments or anything that you need to do, then please do not hesitate to do them. Bro, he finally saw you. Yeah, Alex, I finally got to see him. Ah. Good grade. This guy literally taxidermied his family. Yep, pretty much. Jem, do you ever get Little Nightmares burnout? Yes. Yes, I do. Not really Little Nightmares burnout, but I get theory burnout. Because theories are hard to come up with and like even harder to structure. So like one of the main reasons why the chapter 5 of the speculative DLC has been not delayed, but has taken so long to produce so far, is because I'm having to dig so much deeper to find new concepts. Because the only issue, and it's a very minor discrepancy, but one of the only issues I have with Little Nightmares is the fact that there is not very much of it to explore. We have 3 games, soon to be 4. We have the podcast and we have the comic series. And granted, that lore is expanding, but we've only got that much in nearly 8 years. And that's a long time to wait for very, very little. And I understand that a lot of it's open to interpretation and speculation, and that's part of the fun, and I am absolutely behind that. But as a theorist, it's difficult to find questions with, like, sustainable substance behind them in order to theorize on. Like, it's hard for me to expand on a concept that hasn't already been expanded upon, or look into a character that hasn't already been deep dived. Like, I considered doing like a Little Nightmares iceberg, or Little Nightmares character explorations and things like that. That load of retrospectives, just a whole bunch of different ways to look at the Little Nightmares universe. But I found it really disheartening to find that it's already been done. Like, pretty much every concept I wanted to explore or would have enjoyed looking into had already been done by content creators far bigger than myself. So from a creator's standpoint, it just didn't really have any, I couldn't commit to it because there was no real reason to. I'm like, well, what am I going to say that Super Horror Bro Mike didn't already cover? Or something like that. That's just one example of a great many, but... say I wanted to look into some of these concepts, or like do one of these icebergs or explanation videos or stories of or whatever, it can be a little bit difficult because I'm having to not only find stuff that people haven't seen before, but I'm also having to link it with things that make sense that someone else hasn't already thought of. and with there being so little content to actually consider and such a long period of time between said content, makes it really difficult to consistently theorize and come up with new stuff, which is why expanding on the nowhere in my own personal way and like putting a unique spin on it with regards to my, like, you know, my comic series, my speculative DLC, my creepy pasta, as it were, my fan fiction, they're all ways for me to expand on the nowhere and Little Nightmares and the universe that I love without stepping on anyone's toes. Because that way, I know that they haven't come up with them concepts before, and I know that people aren't going to be writing in my comment section saying, oh, you know, we've heard all these theories before, or this has been done to death, or I'm sick of hearing about the nice janitor, you know, or whatever it might be. The Veronica song isn't real. Just all of the typical things from the usual suspects. It sort of negates all of that, because I don't have to worry about it, because I know the concept doesn't exist, because I made it up. And it's just a fun way to explore it. But yeah, in answer to your question, I absolutely do get Little Nightmares burnout, but not necessarily like I can play the games over and over again. I don't get bored of this franchise, but I do get tired. I get tired of trying to expand on something ergodic. Because, like I say, the nature of Little Nightmares is that it doesn't want to answer these questions. It wants you to answer them. It wants you guys, like us, the theorists, the fans, it wants us to come up with our own interpretations of what this world really means. And it wants us to like conceptualize our own monsters and materialize our own fears and everything, and relate to these voiceless protagonists through our own imaginations. That's the whole point of the game, and having an ergodic nature. That's actually what it means to have an ergodic nature. But it makes it really difficult to accurately guess anything. So theorizing on Little Nightmares is exceptionally hard to do, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, bored, no. Tired, yes. Have you considered Twitch? It's much cleaner and less delay. Like Appleman. So I know that you haven't been able to get into a stream for a while, or at least if you have, I haven't seen you. It's not normally like this. Like normally it is not this choppy on YouTube. It's usually absolutely perfect. It's not actually a YouTube problem. It's a UK problem. It's like it's a my current area, because right now, raging outside the corner of my screen right here, there is a red weather warning, like immediate threat to life in my area right now, because it's like the winds are so strong that they're tearing people's houses apart. They're knocking down walls, they're throwing tiles off roofs, they're knocking trees onto cars, they're pulling vehicles off the roadways and stuff like that. They're causing like significant flooding in certain areas. So it's really drastic, and because of that, the infrastructure of the UK is currently compromised, and so our internet is way down. It's not a YouTube problem. If I was on Twitch, it'd look exactly the same. And unfortunately, I've got no way to fix it in this stream. I'm just hoping that it'll be a lot better next time. But I do apologise if the viewing experience isn't all that, because it does really suck. Gemini, if you're struggling to theorise on Little Nightmares, you can always theorise on fan stories and get... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's that does tend to be what I do. You know, not necessarily fan theories, but my own personal, like, original concepts and things like that I've been working on recently. I think they're the most fun, and they are something that I like to look into as well. Yeah, I've been to create for myself. Are you thinking of maybe deviating off Little Nightmares and more like fandoms you could theorise on? I did consider it. And I've looked into a couple of other franchises, but it's really difficult for me to find one that I love as much as I love Little Nightmares that carries the same amount of weight. Like, so I've got two close personal friends and fantastic YouTubers, Mr. Tibbs and the Notorious Bass, and they play Resident Evil. Like, they specialize in it. And Resident Evil is massive, and they have like a wealth of lore on Resident Evil, the same as I have a wealth of lore in Resident Evil, given that I've been a massive fan of the franchise for upwards of 20 years. But the nature of it is, Resident Evil is so big. It's like the opposite of Little Nightmares theorizing. Like, the Resident Evil franchise is so big and so overwhelmingly vast and so well covered by all the fans within the fandom that there is too much to speculate on. And it's super, super toxic because you absolutely will get something wrong. What I love about Little Nightmares is you can't, if you know the lore as well as I do, you can't necessarily be wrong about it because there is no concrete answer. There isn't a right or wrong. You know, like, we can say, oh, I believe in the loop theory. Well, I don't believe in the loop theory. And both of those have equal value because both of them could be right. And if you play the game and focus on it and actually concentrate and think it through and theorize and speculate and take all the observations and all of the lore into consideration, that fact still stands, that both of those statements are true. That's the power of something like Little Nightmares. Whereas a different franchise that I'm absolutely in love with, like Resident Evil, I could say, you know, I don't know, I'll just make up some garbage, like, I don't know, Albert Wesker is the main villain in Resident Evil 1. And that's fact. Like, that, it's revealed at the end of the game. It's very, very obvious who the main big bad is. It's like pretty clear from the offset that he is the bad guy. But if I was to theorize that he's not actually the bad guy, there would be no substance for it because it's like literally confirmed by the developers under no illusions that Albert Wesker is the main villain in Resident Evil. So there is no room for speculation, and therefore my theory is moot. So as much fun as it would be to do, and as much love as I have for the franchise, it doesn't make sense for me to theorize on it, because there is no theory. You're either right or you're wrong. Whereas with Little Nightmares, you can put a theory out there, and they won't confirm whether it's right or wrong. And nobody will. You've just got a headcanon it. So, like, if I posit a theory that Cece is the flashlight girl, and I give you substantial evidence to prove that fact, and I put it in a 15-minute video and show it to 10,000 of you guys, 5,000 of you might go, oh my god, Gemini, that makes perfect sense. You've done so well to link all of these lines together. Of course she's the flashlight girl. But then there's the other 5,000 that'll be like, well, actually, no, that doesn't make sense because of X, Y, and Z. Because in their head, with their headcanon, the way they believe the Little Nightmares world works after playing it for themselves, the answers they come up with don't corroborate with my theories and speculations. And that is absolutely fine. It's perfectly acceptable because that's the idea. Is you're supposed to have your own interpretation, and if you agree with mine, great. That's fantastic for me as a theorist. It really blows my head up when people think that I'm right about things, but I have no proof that I am. You know, the developers have never come to me and said, yeah, 100% definitely Cece is the flashlight girl. 100% guarantee confirmed. I've only ever had one theory actually truly confirmed by the developers, and that was the Candyland theory. When we first got the trailer, when it first came out day one, and I came up with the Candyland theory, my first ever true Little Nightmares 3 theory. And I speculated that it was in fact a candy factory before anyone knew it was a candy factory, before it was confirmed. And then about 4 months ago or something like that, they actually released the You're Being Watched Little Nightmares 3 trailer, and then it was actually confirmed by the developers on Twitter. You know, it is in fact a candy factory. And I was like, yay, you know, I got one. So that's actually right. You know, that's true. That's an example. But even if I was wrong, you know, it wouldn't matter with Little Nightmares, is my point. Anyway, yeah. So deviating. Sorry, Bookworm, you have some excellent questions, and I really like to deep dive them. But it's, but yeah, it's something that I've considered. But But right now, I think the only other thing that I'm considering theorizing on is Reanimal. I feel like that's got just as much intrigue, but I'll have to see. There's people I need to talk to about that first. Can you listen to Down in the Valley where the green grass... Oh, I know it. That, funnily enough, at 6, Down in the Valley, the Veronica song. Yeah, I was listening to the Veronica song. Well, the Veronica song. I was listening to the Bullies skipping, and I was trying to hear what they were saying. Like, I was trying to make out the lyrics to the song. And my mum, Mama Gemini, was in the kitchen baking behind me. She was cooking in the kitchen. And Down in the Valley came on, and she started singing it. She was like, "There'll be a wedding at 3:30, run, run." And I'm like, I sort of looked over my shoulder, like, I was like, "How do you know that?" And she's like, "It's a skipping song." I was like, "What do you mean it's a skipping song?" And she was like, "We used to sing it in school. It's an old skipping song that kids used to sing on the street and in the playground and stuff. And it's about a wedding." And so it's got nothing to do with Veronica, nothing to do with a storm, nothing to do with the ferryman, you know, but they were just like interpreted lyrics because it's what we get in Little Nightmares is a distorted version of Down in the Valley. But yeah, straight up, she called it out, and I was like, I can't believe you know that, because I've been like, there are people online studying this song, trying to figure out what it's saying, and you literally know. She's like, yeah. I was like, that's crazy. I loved it. It was excellent. And yeah, anyone who's watched Just Jord will know all about the Veronica song, because he covered it at length to a point where Just Jord's theory became so synonymous with that song that people still call it the Veronica song, even though it's not at all. And Jord, it's like Jord's bane. It's like the bane of Jord's existence, because it's a theory that he was wrong about, but so many people believed in. There's like hundreds of thousands of people, like potentially millions of people, called it the Veronica song based on Jord's theory, and it turned out not to be. So now everyone's like, you were wrong. But yeah, anyway. Can I speak Arabic? No, unfortunately I can't. I say Bismillah. That's pretty much all the Arabic I know. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. But I got no Arabic, I'm sorry. The one and only theories denied by Tazia is Lady is Six's mother. Yeah, so the lady is not Six's mother. 100% confirmed by the developers. Admit it. We've all seen Little Nightmares 2 video in Mono and the Hunter and the Run Rabbit Run. No, I haven't actually, but I don't know if I want to now. I'm scared after all this Rule 34 talk. It's made me nervous. For real, peak fan animation. The Overseer. I like that, Mr. Concept. That's a good name. The Overseer, the main villain of the prison. He reanimates the prison and its inhabitants through the cameras in his room with his all-seeing eyes. Cool, I like that. Tomato Man. I'm a bit autistic and Little Nightmares is my special interest, so I've been addicted for the past 7 years. Yeah, absolutely. Tomato Man, I totally feel that. Like, Little Nightmares has become my hyperfixation as well, and it's really easy to see why. It's just so... it's got such a draw to it, right? Casually watching a still image talking about Little Nightmares. I'm so sorry. I can't believe this. Oh, it really upsets me that the frame rate is so bad on this. Anyways, I'm going to have a little look at this poll. So the majority of you guys, out of 100 of you, 61 people believe that that Little Nightmares 3 will release early. I'm going to end that poll right there, and I'm going to pray that you are right, because I entirely agree. Well, I actually think it'll be mid-year, which I should have put in there, but I was kind of rushing because I didn't want to be late for my stream. But yeah, I really hope that it comes early. It would favour me hugely if Little Nightmares 3 came out in June, just because of my birthday around June, and I intend to do like quite a special event around it. Well, not really a special event, but like, you know, I'll go live and I'll do a giveaway, and you know, we'll have some fun around June time. It'll be great. But until then, we don't know. So like, it'd be really nice to have Little Nightmares 3. Right. It's not weird. No, it's not sus. I wouldn't watch it. But yeah, I don't know. 6. You're a little bit of a sussy wussy, honestly. You've been tweaking all the way through this stream. I don't know what to make of you. I did in the very, very beginning, but quickly moved far away from it. It's not weird. Okay, that's fine. I'm not a fan of the loop theory, but if it ended up being true, then I'll eat my hat. Oh, like the hat eating thing is real. That's a genuine bet that me, Just Jord, and Fipsy B2 have all got on. Where if Little Nightmares 3 has a happy ending, I will eat my hat. And Jord said he will also eat a hat if it's a happy ending. By the way, Gemini, I'm pretty sure Bismillah is Farsi. It could be, but I don't know. Again, I've got no Arabic or no, like, I'm not super good with languages. I've got like a little bit of Polish, a little bit of Japanese, you know, but like, it's just random arbitrary words that I managed to pick up from either spending time with people from those communities or just watching a lot of anime. Alright, I believe you, don't worry. It's so defensive. Like, I believe you. It's not a weird animation. Sure. I believe you. I hope it's later than earlier because that means they put more time into it. Yeah. Well, that's true, Appleman. That it's 100%. Oh, if they I touched on that a little bit earlier on, that if I was one of the developers and I was creating the game and they gave me like an extra year to do it, like they said, right, you know, we've delayed it till 2025. I'm like, what date? They say just 2025. That gives me until like the end of December, which means if I've got the game ready to go in June, it still gives me another 6 months of leeway to polish, to finalize, to test, and, you know, to review and revise. 6 is not helping your case. Just a concept, it's good. No, I believe it's good, and there's a good chance I've seen like references to it. Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. No, it's because there was talk of this, like, there was talk of some like weird stuff earlier on, and I was like, oh no. My favourite part in Little Nightmares is when Low and Alone survive, find Noon, Mono 6, Rain, Runaway, and CC, and they all escape together and get therapy in the counties. Hopefully not from Otto. But yeah, wouldn't that be the blissful ending we all need? Anyways, guys, I have been gasbagging at like 3 frames per minute for the past 2 hours, and I am absolutely shattered. Plus, I've got work very shortly, so I'm going to have to get myself prepared and eat some food because I'm starving and I need them gains. So I'm going to get going, but thank you all so much for being here. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. It's been super kind of you to come in, especially those of you that made donations. It was super generous because I literally had nothing to offer you today. Literally nothing. I said I might cry on the internet, and I didn't even do that. So my apologies for the lack of tears. And yeah, I hope that you guys have at least been able to enjoy this, you know, in very, very slow motion. I'm glad the audio at least came through. And yeah, my apologies again. I'm hoping we can weather this storm. The UK will pass it by. And next time I'll actually be on stream. And if I've got a decent frame rate, which I should do, we will cover a lot more of these concepts. Again, thank you guys so much. Massive W's to all of you. I'm going to put you all a nice big eyeball in the chat. Big, massive W. There you go. Thank you all so much, guys. You're all incredible people. And it's been great to meet you, especially some of you guys that were new to the stream. I'm really glad you were able to stop by and say hello. So thank you so much for stopping in. Don't forget, pop a thumbs up on this video to help me with the algorithm, or the downward one, considering. So, I wouldn't blame you if you downvote this video on account of the frame rate, but don't forget to check out the other videos that I've got coming up and some of the existing ones, and of course have a look in my description for links to channels that you should be checking out, because they are the executive members of my VIP Boom Squad, my members only area, and they get very special perks that some of you will be made privy to before long, because I intend to release a video explaining all of that after my artistic showcase. But until then, little ones, that's game over.